piece of shit, Papoose. You really are. You have turned into a piece of shit. The gambling, the failures that you've had in your career or whatever that didn't pan out how you wanted to has turned you into somebody else.
You're very cruel to people because you're a narcissist. She's the type of person who will say something to you and 10 to 5 minutes later she'll say, I didn't say that. Straight bipolar. Was diagnosed with it. You're not Cardi B, man. Let's keep it a buck. This is how phony you is.
Eazy The Block Captain hit Remy Ma with the coldest breakup of the decade. And the reason for this isn't a man, a scandalous rapper, or even a clout-chasing blogger. She cheated with a woman who had a flushed face. Oh, you thought 2025 would be a relief, but this is a whole damn scalding tsunami. We're talking about betrayal, secret love affairs, backroom hookups. A mysterious woman known only as Z, and yes, hidden security cam footage from a plant-based lesbian lounge in Brooklyn. They always say, never meet your heroes, but what they don't tell you is never sleep with your mentee or your spiritual advisor, or both. Remy is spiraling into a love triangle, so chaotic that it's making Jada and Will look like a healthy couple. Where's Eazy now? Why is Remy crying on live? Who the hell is this mystery woman turning the rap queen's world upside down? Get comfortable, because what you're about to hear is so insane and outrageous that it might just break the internet. In someone else's direct messages, this isn't just drama. It's a full-fledged cinematic reimagining of her public persona, love, life, career, and possibly her sanity. The internet is devouring it all. It begins with Eazy The Block Captain battle. Rap's poster child. The man who rose from underground underdog to top-tier phenom faster than most rappers can say. Ooh-raw charisma check. Bars lethal swagger, and he had just enough Philly bite to make fans adore him and haters study him. Then there was Remy Ma, the lioness, 1/3 rap icon, 1/3 media mogul, and 1/3 don't play with me. I'll actually shoot you. Between the boardroom meetings and the late-night tour bus events, the atmosphere abruptly changed. Interviews went from being strictly professional to being suspiciously flirtatious. Eazy's eyes lingered too long, and Remy's laughter came too. Easily fans peeped at the tension, and Twitter turned into a CSI hip-hop thread. Instagram comments looked like full-fledged Reddit threads, and people asked how long they'd been doing it. At first, they denied it, saying that it's all business. However, then came the dinner in Soho, where the enigmatic third guest was a tall woman with hair, a nose ring, and sage in her purse. According to sources, the Black Love poster couple was barely communicating by late 2023 through passive-aggressive tweets. Lengthy studio sessions, a birthday that was not shared, and other signs? Remy, seeking balance, then meets Sienna, also known as Z. A spiritual consultant with a client list full of B-list actresses and bitter influencers. Fans refer to her as the female version of that dude, as she calls herself a soul whisperer, who runs pyramid schemes on Instagram, living in hotel lobbies. Remy fell hard. What began as chakra cleansing evolved into nightly FaceTimes, tantric yoga sessions, and exclusive two-person sound baths in hotel suites. And, according to an insider, Remy didn't go anywhere without Z by January. In fact, she was booked for a 3-city tour as her energy manager, asking how she managed your aura or your bedroom. Meanwhile, Eazy was still in the picture, just enough to be seen, share a few smirks, and give the fans some food, but the tension behind the scenes was suffocating. Then came the moment that changed everything. Eazy entered a battle with G.I. Chigati, probably thinking he was going to commit another lyrical murder. But instead, he was ethered not by bars, but by screenshots and rumors. And said, "What everyone was thinking is that you're out here creeping with a rapper's wife?" The crowd gasped, and you could feel Remy's soul leave her body. At that very moment, someone in the audience literally yelled, "Damn, an NNN," as if it were a sitcom. and Eazy stood motionless, like a boy caught playing with matches and simply set the entire damn house on fire. Just a loss. It was a funeral. For Remy's secrets and for Eazy's respect for whatever strange power dynamic they were displaying in public. After that night, it all fell apart. According to a close source, Remy told his manager, "I don't care if she's with a man, woman, or Martian. She played me like a game she already beat." Remy tried to maintain her composure until she was unable to do so during a live stream intended to promote a makeup line. When someone asked about Eazy in the comments, she paused, blinked quickly, and then broke into tears, not that influencer's sniffle cry. This was diaphragm shaking, deep breathing. She broke down in tears and said, "People think they know what's going on, but they don't know the whole story. I've been hurt too. Wait, ma'am, you were double dipping in the love triangle fondue, and now you want to be the victim. But it wasn't just Eazy." According to a source close to the family, her husband was allegedly packing his bags months before, and he had been emotionally checked out since he learned about Z long before the blogs did. That's right, wasn't just infidelity, it wasn't just a girl-and-girl scandal, it was layered betrayal. It was the main woman, and no one told the side dude. Then, just when you thought the plot couldn't get any more complicated, a blurry rooftop photo of Remy and Z holding hands while candlelight and wine appeared. You couldn't see their faces, but you could sense the vibe. The fan who posted the photo wrote, "Someone come get your auntie before she ends up on an episode of For My Man." And that's that, my friends. This is where it gets really crazy, because what happened next wasn't just heartbreak and tears, but also financial fraud accusations. Voice notes, a necklace worth more than your mama's rent, a label budget, and rumors of a possible shady investigation into how money was being moved to. Keep C living lavishly. And it all begins right here, because in part 2 we're going into the backdoor deals, the leaked direct messages, and a purported healing retreat in Tulum that may have been a luxury love nest funded with promo money meant for E's tours. You heard that right? The tea is no longer piping hot. It's criminally scalding. If you thought this was crazy, wait until you hear who else might have known and remained silent. Welcome to the real chaos. Are you ready? Now, let's talk about the money, because if you thought this was just about feelings and flirtation, think. Again, several leaked documents and messages that we were able to obtain show that this wasn't just a love triangle, but rather a damn financial hexagon. Didn't make up at all. According to sources close to Eazy's management, he didn't even know about the expense until, 2 weeks after the chain was spotted in one of Z's now-deleted Instagram stories. You know? The Sunday Reset post and that shock reopening. Moon crystal activating. Energy healing mystic was living better than half the Billboard Hot 100. Now, what exactly does a spiritual advisor need with a $22,000 iced-out Cuban link with the word line on it, where she's wearing a velvet robe and sipping green juice with the caption, "Not all queens wear crowns. Some wear power." The comments were disabled, but the streets were on fire, and just when you thought the rumors were over, the burner DMs leaked. We're talking screenshots from a Fanina account linked to Ree's email, which was full of voice notes and late-night poetry purportedly sent to Z with captions like, "I don't want to be fixed. I just want to be seen, and you see me, ma'am. You're married to Papoose, the man who held you down through a bid, a baby, and a damn bet awards tribute." Even though it was subtle at this point, it was theatrical. If this had occurred in a Tyler Perry film, critics would have said it was too unrealistic. But instead, it was a messy live stream that quickly escalated into a legal issue. When rumors of budget mismanagement began to circulate online, anonymous sources from Remy's own labels began to speak. And according to one insider, money intended for Eazy Block pressure was mysteriously diverted to cover what they claimed were wellness expenses, such as a 4-day healing retreat in Tulum, custom crystal-infused candles, silk meditation tent, and a matching set of rose quartz yoni eggs. Now, Unless Eazy is going to use breathwork can vaginal gemstone healing to battle his demons, something obviously isn't adding up. It's been reported that an internal audit has already begun behind the scenes, and emails have been pulled, but very real lawyers have been contacted. And the word is that he's fully cooperating. You can be sure that Papoose isn't sitting quietly through this. Though, as one of his longtime affiliates suggested that Pap might be creating receipts of his own screenshots, photos, and even surveillance footage from their home studio that purportedly shows Z arriving and departing at times that would alert a nun. Z is seen entering the studio at 1:38 a.m. that is said to exist but hasn't yet appeared. And doesn't go until around 6 in the morning. It turns out that this wasn't the first time that anonymous tipsters have sent in pictures from cities all over Miami, Los Angeles, and even New Orleans, where Remy and Z were allegedly spotted sharing not-so-lie moments. And no, they weren't even mic'd up or recording a track, unless you count the kind of moaning that doesn't require auto-tune. This is where things get really sinister. Remember that private rooftop moment that leaked in part 1? The candlelight? The hand-holding? Public but still subtle enough to go unnoticed? But now that the floodgates are open, everything is coming out. Fans are searching through old posts, bloggers are zooming in on interviews. And one even discovered a 2024 podcast in which Z talks about falling in love with a woman who wasn't sure if she was ready to choose peace over power. The real kicker, though, is that Z allegedly signed a non-disclosure agreement (NDA), which was created by Rhee's own legal team. This month, the NDA expired in May 2025. And ever since, Z has been posting a little more boldly and cryptically. One tweet in particular has people going crazy. In the meantime, the battle rap community is watching this like it's pay-per-view, and Eazy's rivals are making fun of him. Online, one even posted a diss track called Blocked by Love with a Hook, in which she gave you the keys to the castle and dipped with the gardener brutally. Eazy's response was radio silence, erasing any mention of Remy from the internet, or curls, and conviction. Is she talking about herself? About Remy? Or about the complete mess this entire scandal has become? No one knows, but the quote received 800,000 views in less than 12 hours and even started a trend on TikTok called #ChowMiz, where users reenact their own toxic entanglements in spiritual settings. His platforms unfollowed the label, untagged her, and even untagged old photos. One close friend claims that he's in his healing phase, which in rap parlance means that he's planning a savage comeback that will make Ether sound like a love song. However, the real story that has the streets talking is that there are rumors that Eazy may be preparing a talal of his own. Whether it's a battle podcast or a direct interview with The Breakfast Club, no one knows, but one insider claims that if he talks, the entire game changes. Even Remy forgot to mention a few things, and suddenly what began as a low-key flirtation between a mentor and her protege has turned into a full-blown media scandal with financial audits, broken marriages, emotional trauma, and a suspiciously adaptable healer at its core. But guess what? It's not over yet, because in part 3 we're diving into the fallout, PR cover-ups, brand deals being pulled, quiet calls to networks, the fact that Remy hasn't posted in over a week, the rumors that Papoose might be filing separation papers, and most shocking of all, the rumors that Z might be signing her own deal with a rival label. After her Chaos Curls tweet went viral, an A&R representative contacted Z, offering her a creative partnership that includes a podcast, an empowerment tour, and wait for Iton energy-themed R&B EP called Moon in Scorpio. Just when we thought the mess had reached its limit, Z, the poetic, incense-burning, astrological tweeting root cause of all this drama, is allegedly being courted by a rival label, not just any label either. According to word on the blog streets, One source with insider connections claims that this is the industry's pettiest play. This isn't a scandal anymore. It's performance art. The love triangle is now a brand strategy. And guess who's left behind in the dust? Remy Ma, the woman who once said, "I'll smack a chick today and then again tomorrow," is now hiding from the public as if she just lost Verzu's battle to karma. She hasn't posted anything, not even a burner-like Silensaurus story. And when she doesn't, it's a pressure cooker because it's not just Twitter roasting going on behind the scenes. The day after, leaked direct messages revealed that she may have used her touring company's card to book a luxury suite in Paris under Z's name. Remy's own team is disintegrating. Brand partners are quietly pulling out, and a sponsorship with a beauty brand was reportedly paused indefinitely. Oh, the rabbit hole goes global. Apparently, back in February during Fashion Week, Remy was in Paris for a brand shoot. But leaked concierge emails reveal that a second guest was registered under the pseudonym Saw Evers, which also happens to be the same alias she used on her previous YouTube Reiki tutorials. Coincidentally, this man held her down for he was the face of loyalty in hip-hop for years. Through jail time, career pauses, and a public miscarriage. Now, insiders close to Papa claim that he is spiritually divorced and is only remaining legally married to safeguard their joint assets until the matter is resolved. According to one friend, he has been living in Atlanta for the past month, discreetly purchasing real estate, meeting with producers, and preparing a solo album of his own, with the title Unfollowed. It's giving Beyoncé's post-Lemonade. Usher in the Confessions era. It's giving You Made Your Bed, and now I'm recording a Fire 16 about it. While we're talking about fallout, get this. A few battle rap leagues are now reevaluating their "it's a" literal gender war waged through TikTok, duets, and subtweets. One fan posted a video titled "Why Eazy Was the Real Victim," complete with slideshow receipts, sad R&B music, and voiceovers from Rhee's old interviews. That clip hit one. It's not because of the affair, but rather because of the backlash from Remy's loyalist fan base who are still shouting arrogant quotes in Instagram comments and writing "Free Remy" on walls like it's 2008. 4 million views in a single day. But wait till it gets worse. Someone broke into Z's private wellness group on Telegram and released several client testimonials purportedly praising her connection-based healing translation. Affluent and well-known women writing letters that sound more like love confessions than therapy feedback. One message purportedly from a female rapper whose name rhymes with Belinda Reed. "You didn't just help me heal, you helped me feel alive again. I'll never forget what your hands did to my heart." Ma'am, one YouTuber even asserted that Z has 7 non-disclosure agreements. Remy's label team allegedly met with legal counsel to discuss public image restoration and potential slander suits against former employees who have been talking to the press. One assistant who was fired last week told a podcast the vibe was off. She was smiling differently. You don't smile like that unless somebody's rubbing sage on your soul and other places too. Rumors are circulating in the entertainment industry, suggesting that Remy's may be the only company that was violated. The worst part is that this is a brand meltdown and a complete cultural implosion, and it didn't have to go this far. The court of public opinion has spoken, and baby, it ain't pretty. Papoose, glow up easy, quietly rebranding, capitalizing, monetizing, and ascending. And Remy posting nothing, saying anything, possibly lawyering up and praying the next scandal overshadows hers. However, the final twist is that some fans now believe this was all orchestrated. The flirtation turned into obsession, which then grew into betrayal. And now it's falling apart like a Jenga tower built on Instagram Live burner accounts and rose quartz yoni eggs. PR stunk on wrong, saying that the affair was staged to create buzz, that the heartbreak was planned, and that even the leaks were controlled chaos meant to get Eazy and Z on the map. If that's the case, it could be the most brilliant disaster. Since Kris Jenner turned a sex tape into an empire, But if not, we've just witnessed the very real, raw collapse of one of hip-hop's most iconic women. In any case, we watched, clicked, shared, and dissected. And we couldn't take our eyes off the screen because this wasn't just gossip but cultural whiplash. It's a kind of story that reminds you that nothing is sacred in the age of clout, not love, loyalty, or even legacy. Whether Remy Ma succumbed to temptation or her own ego, did Eazy, the Block Captain, get played? Or was he always just another chess piece? And is he the villain, the healer, or the quiet puppet master of an entire industry? Scandal. You decide, but before you log out, ask yourself this. If Remy can fall, who's next? If your jaw is still on the floor, hit the like button. If you're still in shock, subscribe for more chaos breakdowns and more behind-the-scenes truths they don't want you to know. Keep in mind that in the world of fame and followers, it's never just love, it's always strategy. See you in the next expose. Few, juiciest